I was in military school at the time. I was 13. It was a snowstorm, and I called my mom. I waited at McDonald's for about an hour. She didn't show up. I waited another hour, and she didn't show up again. So I was like, maybe, you know, she'd try to drive here, and the snow, like, you know, wrecked her car or whatever. So I walked home, and I walked through the door, and she was eating in front of the TV. And I automatically was pissed off, you know, because I was cold and I just walked through a snowstorm. So I said, you know, what the hell, Mom? You know, what's going on? Like, why didn't you come get me? And she automatically, I knew right then and there she was not herself, as in she was either high or drunk. She put her bowl down of food down, and she came running towards me, and she pushed me on the ground. She grabbed me by my t-shirt, ripped it, pushed me on the ground, and we started tussling, and I was screaming for help from my neighbors. She put one hand over my neck like this, and then she put her other hand over my neck like this, and she told me to shut up. And at that point in time, I lost consciousness for about maybe 3 seconds or something. When she was choking me out, she looked at me, and there was no white in her eyes. There was no white, there's just black. It was not my mom. I love my mom, and I don't want to get her in trouble. I don't care what she does, you know. It's like, I know what she did was wrong, but I don't want to get her in trouble. It's not fair. I just didn't want to see her in handcuffs over me.
So what happened to her?
Apparently she went to jail. I didn't even know she went to jail over it.
So after this incident, were you taken away from your mother?
I was, when I was like 13. And it's not only I was taken away from her, it was that my dad would not let me be around her.
For how long? How long were you away from your mother?
4 years.
Why are you here today then?
That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't realize, is that randomly a week ago, she woke me up and she said, I have something important to talk to. We're from Oregon. She said that she wants to fly me out to Connecticut to be on your show, to take a lie detector test to prove that she did not do this, because it's making her not get some jobs, making her not get some housing or whatever. But I don't understand this, because this lying detector test is not, I'm right.
I did not strangle my daughter. She was 13 years old. I was going through a divorce. I was home, and Sadie had knocked over the vacuum cleaner, knocked it into the wall. One of her little things she threw at the time, these fits she'd throw. And I said, hey, listen to me. And I grabbed her, and she called me bitch. And I wasn't gonna allow her to do that. She pulled away from me, and her shirt ripped. I noticed that my engagement ring, had left a small scratch about this big, and I thought to myself, oh, I left a mark. Then she started screaming bloody murder, and I said, Sadie, stop. And I took her by her hands, and I was trying to hold her, and she just started screaming. So I had her by her arm, and I laid her on the couch, and I put my hand over her mouth. And during this time of doing that, I'm telling her, stop screaming. And I remember thinking to myself, God, I don't want to hurt her. She got up, got away, she ran out of the house, ran down the street, screaming. I was arrested, I was put in jail. I got out 3 days later, started the process to fight the case. And I seen pictures of what I supposedly did to her neck that was embellished. I know she made those marks to make it look like me, and my daughter actually put me in jail and made me go through this. I lost everything because of this, and I would like an apology from my daughter. She owes it to me. She knows I didn't strangle her.
Why would you say that I would strangled myself? I want you to apologize to me. You said I owe you an apology? That I'm almost 20 years old. You're doing this to me too, Ma. This ain't all about you.
When you see your daughter in this like pain, is this an act?
Yeah. Motherhood isn't worth it. I swear to God. Not worth it. It isn't worth it when you dedicate your life to your child and she put you in jail.
On that day in 2014, did you strangle Sadie? You answered no. Is it true that you choked Sadie that day? And you answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and it came back that you, Deborah, did not tell the truth. We asked Sadie, your daughter, in 2014, did your mother strangle you, causing those marks and bruises? She answered yes. In 2014, did you cause those marks on your neck by yourself? She answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and it came back that Sadie told the truth. Sadie, how hard is it for you to rewatch that?
It's actually pretty traumatic. It's just really like not the way it should have went. But me and my mom have already discussed about how it doesn't really matter anymore because we just want to be a part of each other's lives. And I just really, really love my mother. Me and her both know this, that she does certain things that she doesn't mean, like, don't we all? But like I said, I do love her. She's my mother, and I do forgive her. I do accept her for who she is.
Is your mom's there?
She is.
Let's bring her in.
Alrighty. Come here, Mom.
You know, at the time, that was a very explosive show. But it sounds like, according to Sadie, that even as tough as doing that show was and the things that were said, that you guys have moved on and really got to a very healthy place in your relationship.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, I've done the show for a long time, and when I heard you make the statement, motherhood's not worth it, I think it cut through the whole audience and myself. Do you regret saying that on stage?
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I didn't mean it like that, like
Yeah.
it sounded.
And I understand that.
I'm not known for great communication skills. I'm learning still.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, you're in a good place, and I want to be very sensitive going down a bad road and not to cause any, you know, bad feelings between the two of you. But I have to ask you, you failed for the lie detector test for choking and strangling your daughter. Are you contending today that those results are still wrong?
You know what? I choose to close the door on that. You know, that is something that the bottom line is me and Sadie are the only ones that know the truth. And me and Sadie are close again like we used to be. And so that incident, we've used it for the good, used it for what it was good for, and we've moved on, you know, and I love my girl. And I you know, have to say that when I was listening to the clips of the show, it brought up a lot of fear and a lot of anger. But, you know, we've moved through that. You know, I'm back with my, you know, serving, you know, in my church, and I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, and it's only because of Sadie Ray. And I really love her a lot. And
well,
I love all my kids.
mean, I think when she was on the show, I think she conveyed that she wanted her mother's love. She wanted to be, you know, get to a good place with you, even though at that time it was very hard. We're all very happy for you guys.
Yeah.
It's so great
Thank you.
You know, because when you see relationships that like kind of hit rock bottom on the stage, and you wonder like, how can they ever get back together? It's nice to
absolutely.
And it's for people out there who might be having trouble with their father or their mother or their daughter or son, to see that you can get through it, work it out together, and get to a good place. And we're all very happy for you. It's great that you were able to rebuild this relationship. So,
Yes.
Thank you.
best of luck going forward. Take care. We wish you well.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye-bye.